We have risen from the ashes to school the masses. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Scholars of Wrestling Show, episode 403. I'm your man behind the microphone, Scholar Jeff. Joining us this week is the Scholars of Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion. He is the OG Undisputed Scholar himself, your friend and mine, Scholar Tarek. Scholar Tarek, how's your evening going, sir?
My evening is now going fine. I'm now just this show is so much, it's just fun for me. I'm here to enjoy the entertainment of Scholar Jeff, Scholar Brian, and Scholar Charlie as they fight for the number one contender to fight me for this beautiful title here. Hello, Goldie. You look as gorgeous as you always do.
Yes, if you're listening to the podcast version, yes, those are smooching sounds that you just heard Tarek do towards the big gold belt.
It is. Let your imagination run wild as the crazy noises I get to have with this beautiful piece of gold. It's enough to give Jeff nightmares.
I have nightmares about you all the time, but that's beside the point, because elsewhere we're also joined this week by our man, Scholar Jeremy. Scholar Jeremy, how are you doing this evening?
Target, did you forget me? You said Scholar Jeff, you said Scholar Charlie, and Scholar Brian. I'm in the number one contendership as well, sir.
No, you're not. I love you, Jay Bird, but you had your title match.
I'm gonna hang up now. I have this
Jay
win,
Bird,
and you're gonna
I
take
love
me out
you.
of it.
Honestly, you're here joining this with me. Come here. You're here. You're gonna be here watching it with me. You're my guest to enjoy the Undisputed Scholars company as we enjoy watching these guys fight for the title. Come on. Because I love you.
Oh boy,
Well, you just sucked the air out of my whole night right there, Tarek. Thank you very much.
Jay Bird,
right, let's go on with it then.
I'm not trying to do it. It's just what's been going on.
Oh, you are painting such a target on your back, champ.
Oh, bring it on. I love you, Jay Bird. You've had your opportunities twice. Mwah.
Anyways,
again,
you heard
know what?
right.
Okay, you'll take Goldie's spot right here. And I'm being genuine about this because I'm giving you so many opportunities. And honestly, I've had fun fighting you for the belt. Jay Bird, I'm being dead serious. I'm not trying to do this as an insult.
Tarek, you can take your arm off my shoulder because after this, it's war. I'm going to take that belt, and I mean it. It's war. I don't go under anyone's arm.
You know what?
The gauntlet has been laid down, kids.
Until we cross that bridge, let's enjoy the fun with these three. Let's see which one of these three are next to challenge for me.
Oh boy. And with that, we're getting into the predictions.
I look forward to it.
This year's...
You're a fun challenge. Yes, fool. Yes, I know.
Listening.
Full
Can
Gear.
we get into the predictions for Full Gear?
Isn't it
going to be
amazing?
Back-to-back 2 big weekends of wrestling. So with no further ado,
Fuck
let's just dive right in.
Boring.
Jay, tell me how you really feel.
Oh, look, it's everyone's friend Eddie Kingston.
Sorry, anti-WWE till the end. They can't earn my respect back. Sorry, not going to happen.
That's perfectly fine.
Hey, even so, there's still going to be predictions, and there's going to be a title on the line. And the road keeps going on. So let's dive right in. This is AEW Full Gear 2022.
Good luck with your predictions, fool.
I'm going to need it. Starting with the pre-show match just announced tonight, we have the team of the Best Friends going against the Factory. Just announced not even moments ago as of this recording. Tarek, Champs Advantage first. Who do you got?
Best Friends. QT Marshall. That's all it needs to be said.
Yeah, this one's an easy one, but fun.
If I had shades right now, I'd put them on right now and just continue on sticking my thumb out.
Yes, and again, I only saw it pop up briefly as of this recording, but supposedly it's going to be a trios match with the Best Friends and Danhausen. So, hey, very nice, very evil, makes for a very good pre-show. So I'm all for it. Jay, do we have an accord?
We do, because the Factory is a joke. So it's going to be Best Friends and Danhausen.
And the eyes have it. That'll bring us to our next match, the second pre-show match announced. We also have Brian Cage going against Ricky Starks. This one's a tough one for me, honestly. I can definitely see either Brian Cage or Ricky Starks advancing on this. In the interest of not having any more dead air on this recording than we need to, I am going to just flip a mental coin and I am going to go with Brian Cage because reasons. Jeremy, who do you got between Brian Cage and Ricky Starks?
Storyline wise, I think it's going to be Ricky Starks because he got beat up on Rampage tonight. And I'm not going to say who I think is going to win the full tournament, but I definitely think Ricky's going to go on as because they like to do the underdog story in AEW.
All right. And Tarek, that makes your pick. Who do you got between Ricky Starks and Brian Cage?
After listening to both your guys' arguments of making my decision, because this match was very last minute, so I'm thinking this like off the top of my head right now. Jeremy, you did pull a better argument. I'm going to say Ricky Starks. He's got to do the makeup because he was the one that I think was going to be in the finals. Yeah.
And at this rate we're going, very well could be. Whoever wins this match is going to go on to face
All ego, Ethan Page.
For a second there, I was going to say Adam Page, but I know that's not right.
I wish it was Adam Page.
Let me ask you guys something on
What's
this
up?
one. Are you feeling Ethan Page, like the push that he's getting? Do you feel it? Do you feel it?
You go first, Jay.
Yeah,
I've been an Ethan Page fan since he came in. I love his style and everything. I love the things he did with Scorpio Sky, and just he's finally getting the big push. Storyline wise, I think it's the right thing to do because if what happens in the world title picture happens, you're gonna have the firm. You have Ethan Page win the full tournament and have him be the first big challenge for my prediction for the world title.
Okay.
And he deserves it because he's working his ass off since he came in AEW, and
so.
they're finally pushing him.
I think he earns it too, as just basically being like, now he's getting the chance to basically make his mark as an almost like upper mid card, like possibly main eventer down the line. I'm all for it.
To answer your question, I am all for it as well. The one thing that sort of gives me pause here is that it's two reasons. Number one, I feel like his push is really just starting. Like he's starting to get warmed up, but he's not quite there yet. And number two, I feel like with the way this tournament is shaping up, the tournament is loaded to the brim with people who could also stand to elevate from winning this tournament. Brian Cage, in my eyes, has been overdue. Ricky Starks is overdue. But then again, so is Ethan Page. All three of these guys are locked and loaded and ready to go to the next level in my eyes. So, in short, yes, I am feeling Ethan Page on this one. But then again, I'm all in favor. I can see everyone who's remaining in this tournament being able to jump up to the next level.
And he did shock me on Wednesday when he beat Bandito because my wife and I were like, "Oh, it's going to be Bandito. It's a one-sided," and just Ethan Page just that caught me off guard. That was a swerve. I was very surprised.
That's the thing that they're really giving on this Ethan Page push because he's beating people like Bandito. He beat Eddie Kingston.
Yep.
Like he is beating like bigger names, so it is quite interesting. Like they really are trying focus to like really push him to a whole nother level.
All right, and for that next match, we've got for the TNT Championship, and on the first match on the official card, we've got Wardlow versus Samoa Joe versus Powerhouse Hobbs in a triple threat match. Tarek, you got the first pick for this one. Who do you got?
I'm gonna say like I'm good with any of these three winning because all three of them are being represented greatly as these just big old monsters just wanting to just destroy each other. Let's bring it on. for the winning sake, I think they're just gonna keep the title on Wardlow. But this will probably be like a good reset on like the push he's getting, like actually an actual push. You know what I mean?
Yes, and I agree on both counts. Wardlow, all three of the again, here's another instance where all three of these guys have the skill and the drive and the charisma to go up to the next level, but for whatever reason, they just seem to have petered out. And as much as I love Samoa Joe, I feel like right now it's time for either Wardlow or Powerhouse Hobbs. And in this particular case, I'm going to go with Wardlow. Maybe at the next big pay per view that they do, Hobbs will get his shot, but right now I think it's still Wardlow's time. Jay, who do you got for this one? Do we have an accord?
We do have an accord because I feel that my theory is Wardlow's going to retain. He's going to beat Powerhouse Hobbs, but what I think is going to happen is Joe's going to make, you never beat me. So then Wardlow's going to make, well, you didn't beat me for my title. So then he's going to go to Death Before, not Death, I'm sorry, Final Battle, and he's going to challenge for the Ring of Honor World Television title. So that's how you keep the story going. Let Joe not get pinned or submitted, have Wardlow pin Powerhouse Hobbs and lead into Final Battle.
I'd be more than okay with that outcome.
Because I love seeing three big powerhouses just take each other apart. And when this got announced on Wednesday, I'm like, okay, Full Gear. I wanted to say, so I was a little skeptical on Full Gear with just the Moxley match, and then they started just unleashing banger after banger after banger of good matches, and I'm like, okay, AEW, you have my full attention again. Let's do this.
Absolutely. And speaking of having our full attention at the moment, we got some returns coming our way with for the trios titles. We've got Death Triangle versus the Elite. I think this one is a fairly easy pick in my eyes. Now that everything seems to have been resolved, I think the Elite are coming back to take back their championships. As much as I hate to see my boy Pentagon lose, hey, this was an inevitability. And not for nothing, if nothing else, it'll be nice to see Kenny Omega back. Jay, it's your pick up next. Lay it on me.
I got to go with my wife's favorite wrestler. It's going to be the Elite taking the titles back. I do appreciate what Death Triangle did holding on, not holding, I'm sorry, having a great like 72, 75-day run with the belts to keep the titles going and keep them active. But the Elite are coming back, or the Wayward Sons, as the Bucks have been posting on social media. But I'm just looking for the Elite to come back. This is going to be my match of the night. As once it got announced on Wednesday, I was just like, okay, they're calling out. I've been watching the vignettes and everything, and all of a sudden you just see the clock go, you see the smoke clear, and it's the Elite. I'm just like, oh, it's on. Let's fucking go. Let's go. This is good because you're taking six of the very best wrestlers in the world who know each other very well and can put on a clinic of a match. This is probably going to be my match of the year with how good this looks on paper.
I'll tell you what, that's a mighty high praise. But again, as a fan of Pentagon alone, this could be a contender. Match of the year, maybe. We'll have to see what kind of performance they turn in, but it'll definitely be one to watch for sure. But Tarek, before we go any further, are we gonna make it official?
Oh, it's in a core. Yeah, absolutely.
Whoo!
I'm completely looking for, because I think that's what Jeremy said about it being like most likely match of the night is pretty much everyone's statement on this. And it does have the full potential to be a match of the year contender. Let's just hope it delivers, which, to be fair, we all know it's going to. Look at the six men who are in this match. I'm super excited for it. But yeah, Elite all the way. The reset begins post Full Gear when they like initially won the title. The whole hiccup is over. Let's see what their original plan was.
Absolutely. I'm all for it. But elsewhere, we also got our next match, which is a cage match between former friends Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy Jack Perry. Jaybird, it's your pick up next. Who you got between Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus?
I think Jungle Boy needs to win just to squash this feud. It's predictable, but it's the big blow off match. And I'm looking forward to it because I know Jungle Boy is on the rise. He's like on the cusp of going to the next level. And I'm just looking forward to see what he can do in a cage match and just literally to see how you have with wrestling, when you have two guys who are best friends, they make better enemies. And I can tell these two are going to put on probably the second match of the night. I can tell because Luchasaurus, just to see what he can do with all of his abilities versus Jungle Boy, it's going to be an amazing, amazing cage match.
Absolutely. Tarek, it's your pick up next. Who do you got?
Yeah, I wish I tried to be different, but it's a very straightforward story. And yeah, I think they're gonna run. This is I don't look at this as the end of the feud, but this is just setting the feud like on hold until Christian gets better, because that's the big blow off match of the feud.
Yeah,
This
you're right.
just also just takes Luchasaurus, because didn't he just get hurt recently? Like,
Yeah,
isn't he hurt right now?
he's got the shoulder injury. So
I think this is their way to have him written off TV, because Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, he needs this one, and I think this is just the upstart. This takes out Luchasaurus, and now it's his build to being a bigger star post Full Gear, until Christian comes back, and then they have their big blow off. Now that he's established himself to go to Christian's level.
I see what you're going for here, and I can't say no. I feel like I really do like Luchasaurus, but
Oh,
then
I
again,
love
at this point,
Luchasaurus.
we all do.
yeah, but this point again, he's a big guy who can move, who wrestles, who's a big old dinosaur.
Wait, did Eddie
He's
Kingston
practically
lose?
Teflon.
No, so, he did
His
lose,
team
but
lost.
Ortiz got pinned.
Okay.
Calm
Boo.
down. He did not. He did not get pinned.
He
It's
still lost.
okay.
Focus, Tark. Focus.
Oh,
We're
I am
talking
focused.
we're talking dinosaurs and how
We
much
are
we
talking.
love them.
Oh,
But
I'll talk about
meanwhile,
that. Yeah.
but yeah,
Everybody walks the
the
dinosaur.
Jungle Boy wins. Moving on.
Oh, Tark, I blew it. We should have said with the elite match, Kenny and the Bucks.
Kenny, Kenny.
Next match we've got Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal going up
Ooh.
against Sting and Darby Allin.
I think
Tarek,
this
it's
is the
your
old-
pickup first. How's
Isn't
this
this
one going to go?
is this now officially the oldest feud that's still going on?
Yes.
So it seems.
But you know what? Why the hell not? Hell, they had their feud on TNT. Let them retire with their feud on TNT. Because I don't think this is. I think this is just a one-off for Jeff Jarrett.
I really hope so.
I
I
think this is just
really
like
do.
him having the one match. He has the backstage role. Let him have his shine, and on TNT where he spent most of his time. So, but when it comes to the prediction, Sting and Darby are undefeated. Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal are not the people to break that streak. Absolutely not. That is just silliness. But yeah, my Sting and Darby.
I completely agree. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I just really like Darby Allin. I want to see him succeed and a win, especially after what we saw during Jeff Jarrett's debut. I want to see Darby coffin drop Jeff Jarrett. That's all I want to see.
Mm-hmm.
Jay, what's your pick?
This is one of the tough matches for me, and you know me well enough. I go different. I swerve, but I'm gonna go with what Scott O'Brien would say: Sting don't lose. So I it was tough. I've been racking my brain all day. Give Jeff Jarrett the win. Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal the win, or give Sting and Darby Allin the win. It makes more sense to have Sting and Darby Allin win, just because they're undefeated, and this would actually be benefit them more than having Jeff Jarrett win. What do they do with Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett? Jeff Jarrett can put on other matches with other wrestlers. Jay Lethal, he's doing well, but he just hasn't done any, like, it doesn't really benefit him to win this match, in my opinion. So I'm gonna go with Sting and Darby Allin.
Okay. That'll bring us to our next match. Bit of a return match, grudge match, however you want to call this. Pardon me. We've got Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, going one-on-one against a returning Saraya. I'll tell you what, this one was I'm a little hesitant about, but I gotta be honest. Bully Ray made quite the case for a Britt Baker win on Busted Open this morning, and I'm inclined to follow suit. I think Saraya does not need to win this match in order to be credible. She just needs to show that she's healthy and she can hang. Plus, as much as Saraya does not necessarily need to win to make her big comeback here, I'd say it's more critical that Britt Baker doesn't lose to a fresh returning Saraya. Saraya will be fine, in my opinion, but at this point, Britt Baker needs to look like a star just as much as Saraya does. So I'm going to go with Britt Baker DMD. Jay, your pick up next. Who do you got?
This is another tough match, and Clarissa and I have been talking all week about this. Clarissa is not warming up to Saraya in any way, shape, or form. And just I've showed her a lot of page matches and everything else, and this was tough. This was very, very tough. But I'm thinking about it, and what I said to Clarissa on Thursday was that I don't think Saraya needs to win as well. I don't. I don't. Like, you can bring her in. Like, it's an old trope. You bring in a returning legend who's healed up and they win their first match. It doesn't need to happen all the time. And after that interview that both, I'm sorry, Saraya had a good rebuttal to Britt Baker on Wednesday, but Britt blew her out of the water with that promo on Wednesday. Blew her out of the water. So I'm going to go with the woman I met at Comic Con, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Let's go.
This is very interesting because I could have sworn I was going to be the only person who was going for Britt
This
Baker.
is one of the matches that is very tough for me. As much as I think Saraya, as much as I like to see Ray win, I got to go with Britt Baker. I have to. It's just I'm seeing something that I think they're gonna, because it would be a great swerve. Think about it. Oh, Saraya comes back, she wins. But what if Britt Baker wins? She is the heart and soul of the women's division of AEW, and she bests a WWE superstar making her return. What do you want to see a WWE superstar come in and win? Oh, she won yet? Or do you want to see maybe the next match? Can Saraya beat her? Oh, she loses again. Third match. Okay, she finally beats her. What's the better storytelling in that line? What would be better?
I gotta say, this one's very interesting because
It is.
we already got the picks from Brian and Charlie in advance,
Yep.
and it looks like we got a split room: 2 for Britt Baker, 2 for Saraya. That means it's down to you, Tarek. Which way you going on this?
Where does the champ go? Because this is a very hard. This is actually one of the hardest matches for me because of what just happened with these promos. Before it was just a simple Saraya returns, Britt Baker is just the typical heel. Saraya wins, we all happy she can wrestle again. But now that they have this storyline, I think it makes sense for Saraya to lose. Because when you really think about it, like who would benefit more with this win, I think Britt Baker would. Like if Saraya wins, nothing changes. If Britt Baker wins, this is a big deal because she is the soul of AEW. Or like, is that how she's been putting it, as the soul?
Yeah, of the women's division.
Oh, the soul of the women's
because
division.
she was the first woman signed to AEW. That's why, and she's been there since the very beginning. But continue.
And I think they're going to continue with that. So yeah, I'm also going to pick Britt Baker because I think this is a double turn. This is Britt Baker's face turn and Saraya's heel turn, and they can keep this feud going. Like have Saraya's ego get the better of her, type of ordeal, because how she talked down to Britt Baker as like, oh, you may be big in the little leagues, but I was a superstar. Like she was going on with a heel persona. So it looks like an ego could cost her.
Very
They've
interesting.
done very well with building this feud. It could have been a
And they just did
small
this over a week.
yeah,
Bro,
and yet
like
if you're watching the
that's
YouTube channel, right there, ladies and gentlemen,
Oh, nice shot.
dude, that is very nice.
That's
she
why
was
you
awesome
check
to
out.
meet. If and on the
I can
podcast you see
imagine
it, this
so.
is my Comic-Con picture. Check it out. So
Oh,
yeah.
I absolutely.
She
Yep.
is really nice, by the way. She's very, very awesome to meet. If you get a chance, definitely meet her.
What did you ask her?
I froze. My wife actually spoke to her. I
Did all the
froze.
talking.
I got
That's
a hug
funny.
out of her, but I froze. But
There
she's a
you go. That's a
sweetheart.
win all on
So
its own.
Boom. And speaking of boom, we've got our next
Ah.
match. What?
With the talks of Adam Cole possibly not coming back. Boom.
oh that
That hurts a little bit right here.
thank you,
Right in the
Kazuchika
center of the
Okada, you
shield.
fucker.
Right in the center of the shield.
Hey, that story is still, in my opinion, yet to be told.
I hope
He's coming back.
it's
He's coming back when he's ready.
Oh, hello, Claudio.
Yes, we've got the road to
Ring?
All Out, or the road to Full Gear, pardon
Oh,
me, on the background, and Tarek just got distracted by Claudio Castagnoli.
I mean,
So quick,
can you
while
blame me?
he's
Look at how
distracted,
beautiful that man is.
What's the
while
next
he's
match, Jeff?
distracted, while he's distracted, Jay, you got to predict the TBS Championship: Jade Cargill versus Nyla Rose. I think I know where you're going with this, but lay it on me.
Okay. Jade Cargill is 40-0. You're boring as fuck, lady. You have done nothing to entertain me for the last couple of months. I want my belt back. You stole my belt. And now Rose has taken that belt and made it the most entertaining thing I've seen in the last couple of months. I will say this now with full confidence. We're going to see a beast bomb, and we're going to see 40-1 with Nyla Rose defeating Jade Cargill. Unless Jake, my prediction is, with how this feud has been set up, either she's not going to hit the Jaded or she's going to hit the Jaded and now Rose is going to kick out. I'm sorry, now Rose has worked her ass off so well in AEW, she deserves a run with the TBS title. And I'm sorry, Jade, you were very entertaining since January, but you're staler than stale ass fucking bread. You are getting better, but you're boring as fuck with your whole crew and everything. Ladies and gentlemen, take the belt off her, give it to Nyla, and let's have a nice fun run with the queen of Twitter or Instagram or her social media. If you're not following Nyla's social media, you're not living because she is very entertaining. But let's give it to the beast now, Rose, to take the TBS title off of Jade Cargill because I guarantee you she's the one woman who can do it. She can go and she is going to she's going to defeat Jade Cargill and take that belt.
All right, you guys have it. Tarek, it's your pick up next. Who do you got?
Sorry to rant, but continue.
No, you're not. Go,
No,
go
I'm not.
on.
Very, very nice promo, sir.
Thank you.
I respectfully disagree. I think Jade Cargill is going to win it back.
Fucking knew you were going to do that.
Oh, brother.
You put on an amazing argument. You are very convincing. Trust me, you are very convincing. But I just think this is I think they're gonna go up to 50 with Jade Cargill.
That's boring as fuck.
I think that's the big story. Can she make it to 50?
Goldberg went fucking like what was it, 170 and something? Come on, guys. This is not 96, 97, 98.
And I'm saying this as someone who cut his teeth on Goldberg, and Goldberg was my first favorite wrestler when I first started watching wrestling. The undefeated streak went on too long. I think it really did. As far as undefeated streaks now, I still like Jade Cargill. I'm not gonna say it's that the Jade's whole shtick is boring yet, because that woman is not boring in the slightest.
She bored the fuck out of me anyway.
I will acquiesce that the run and the whole presentation thus far has gotten a little stale. Couple that with Nyla Rose really getting a chance to showcase her charisma to go along with that size and power and presence that she has. This is the moment that Nyla Rose has been waiting for. And if you're going to do something like this, you got to capitalize it at the peak of their interest. And AEW, relatively speaking, does seem to have the wherewithal to capitalize on this thing way more readily than some other promotions. Therefore, not only to give Nyla Rose her due and to freshen up Jade Cargill into the main eventer that she already is, I'm going to give this one to Nyla Rose, and
Yes, thank you, Jeff.
we're going to see our second TBS champion. I think the stars are aligning. I think the time is now.
And I think Jade Cargill did announce her next cosplay for Full Gear. I forgot who, because she posted on her Twitter, "Who is this character? I'm going to cosplay her soon." And I'm like my wife knows who it is, but she's
Yeah,
preoccupied at the moment.
I saw that tweet pop up. I can't remember what the
Yeah,
character was.
it's gonna bug me. That's gonna bug
It's like
me.
from some anime.
I'm looking it up right
Go
now.
for it,
Yeah, please enlighten us and let us know when you find it.
because she's gonna rock that outfit.
Mm-hmm. In the meantime, we also got the Ring of Honor Championship on the line. In a fatal four-way, we've got Chris Jericho defending the title against Claudio Castagnoli, Bryan Danielson, and Sammy Guevara. Tarek, hate to interrupt your search, but it's time to talk about your man. Who do you got?
Unfortunately, my man is not going to win it. I'm looking forward to this one. I actually like that they're keeping Ring of Honor relevant as they're trying to work out this TV deal. Because once this TV deal goes through, I think it's going to be a completely different feel backstage now that they can actually split this backstage part, focus on the AEW guys on full AEW program, and focus on the Ring of Honor guys on its own Ring of Honor program. But when it comes to making the television deal, I think Chris Jericho being champion is like a big selling point to getting this deal. So with that, I'm going to say Jericho retains. Who he pins is just the big question, though.
That is a big question. Now, for this next one, I'm going to say, yeah, Jericho. It's not time for him to lose just yet. And there's endless ways that this can go in the long run, anyway. But as far as now, I think this is just going to be more of a spectacle match, something to entertain the crowd, keep them happy, keep them going. But the ultimate victor is going to be the same. I'm going to call Jericho to win. That being said, however, we do have 4 people gunning for second place. We got people going for a number 1 contender, if you will. So I'd say it's time to spin a wheel and make some not make some deals, but get ready to break some ties. So with this, I'm the first one up. So let's spin this wheel and see who my tiebreaker pick is. Wheel of Wrestlers, spin, spin, spin. Tell us the wrestler that should win. And I got Sammy Guevara.
Ouch. Ouch.
And with that, Jay, it's your pick. Who do you got for this one?
I believe it's going to be Jericho because if you think, okay, this is a stepping stone for Final Battle. You have Jericho retain the Ring of Honor World Title, and then you have the next person who's going to face him at Final Battle in December. Not sure who that opponent could be, but you don't want to crown a new champion and then put the new champion in on at the next Ring of Honor pay per view. I definitely agree that like once the TV deal goes through, it's going to be the next big phase to not break up, but to branch off AEW and Ring of Honor. But definitely thinking keeping Jericho as a champion to see who the next challenger is for Final Battle. Keep it on Jericho. Love me some D-Bry. I'll call him to the day he dies. Love me some Claudio Castagnoli. Screw Sammy Guevara, but it's not going to be any of them.
All right. Now, this is just the way I had this planned out. I totally forgot about it. But either way, let's take a quick tiebreaker for Jeremy. Wheel of Wrestlers, spin, spin, spin. Tell us the wrestler that should win. And the winner is Ryan Danielson.
Okay, I'll take D-Bry. Not gonna happen, but I'll take D-Bry.
For some reason, I can't find her account.
I could,
All
but
I
I'm
get-
currently streaming on my phone, so.
Indeed.
All I get are these fan accounts.
Mm.
But, yeah.
She quit Twitter.
Oh,
Was it her? Or was it? I thought she quit Twitter. She did quit Twitter because they were giving her too much of a hard time.
well,
That's
Twitter's
why.
about to be
That's what
dead
it
soon
was.
anyway.
Yep. That's what it was.
Okay.
My wife told me, she says, "Oh yeah, she quit Twitter." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, I don't think Twitter is going anywhere. But hey, I look forward to being surprised.
Stranger things
But
have
for
happened.
the record, we also got drawings for Brian and Charlie. Brian got Claudio and Charlie got double Jericho.
Wait, who got Jericho?
Charlie did.
Of course he did.
Hey, that's beside the
That's
point. Next match we've got for the AEW Women's Championship, we've got Toni Storm versus Jamie Hayter. This one was a tough one for me. Part of me doesn't think that Toni Storm is going to lose the title right now, but at the same time, I feel like there's enough momentum for Jamie Hayter, enough of a groundswell where it's certainly possible. But if what I'm thinking is going to happen, it actually is going to happen, I'm thinking right after Jade loses the TBS championship, she's going to go directly to the women's championship. So if that happens, does it make more sense to go after a champ Jamie Hayter or a champ Toni Storm? I don't know. This could go any number of ways. But if I had to pick one, I'm gonna follow my heart. I'm gonna go with Jamie Hayter. Jay, make your pick before I change my mind.
I'm sorry. I still think they're going to continue to set up. I almost said Thunderstorm. Sorry, Tony Storm and Thunder Rosa. Tony Storm is
They
going to
are setting
retain,
up for Thunderstorm.
and then Tony Storm is going to take that belt off of her because Thunder Rosa is not doing shit. Anyway, that's another story for another day. But I'm a hater. I'm a Jamie Hayter fan. I love her. She has worked so hard to earn her spot. They've pushed a lot of the momentum, but she's not quite ready to win the title. It's going to be Tony Storm to win that belt, to retain the title. Like I really, she comes out and I love this sign. I'm a hater. I'm like, I'm a hater. I'm a hater. But sorry, not tomorrow night. No way.
All right, and Tarek, who do you got between Jamie Hayter and Toni Storm?
This is a tough one because I'm trying to question on where it should go. Do they do the status quo of going with Thunderstorm? Or will they go with the go to someone when they're like on fire? Like with Jeff's like expression on how much Jeremy expressed how much he loved Jamie Hayter. She's red hot right now.
Yep.
The question now, will Tony go while it's nice and hot? And I think I'm gonna go with my heart on this one as well. I'm gonna go with Jamie Hayter.
Wow, that's surprising. I'm very surprised, gentlemen.
I feel like in order to get like real positive feedback for the fans, he has to go with what they're hot for. Because I love Toni Storm, but she's not connecting with the crowd right now, like at all. So I just think go where it's hot.
Very interesting.
I agree. It's just I'll be more pissed if say that. So let me just run the scenario. So say Mala beats Jade, and then literally Jamie Hayter wins the world title, and then within like what, say February, Jade comes in and just crushes Jamie Hayter in like a 30-second squash against Cargill. You want to see me get pissed at AEW? That's how you do things the wrong way. That would piss me off.
Well,
That's the type of
that's
story.
not,
That's the
you don't
storytelling that
ever
would piss me off.
you don't ever have to worry. Oh, I had to focus here. You don't have to worry about that nightmare scenario because that's not going to happen.
you know, after the CM Punk mess, weirder shit has happened. So
Oh, yes, indeed. That'll bring
anyway,
us
sorry.
to our penultimate match. We've got, for the AEW tag team titles, we've got Swerve and Our Glory going against the champs, the Acclaimed. Jay, it's your pick up first. Who do you got?
If you know me well enough, everybody loves the Acclaim. They put on, this is like the rubber match. They went to what was it, Dynamite Grand Slam, and they put on match tonight. The crowd was so involved in that match, and the Acclaim came up short. Fast forward to All Out, they lit the place on fire again, and they won the titles. And fucking Swerve has to be like, oh, because Billy Gunn got involved, you got lucky. They're going to put on another banger of a match, and the Acclaim are going to come out on top because there's no reason to keep Swerve and Our Glory together. I'm sorry. Swerve is a heel, Keith Lee is a face, and they're not gelling. They're not gelling, and it's just, it literally will lead to literally Keith Lee finally get his own singles title down the line. I'm sticking with it because the Acclaimed are on fire. And in March, when they come to Pandora's Box, I want to meet them with those title belts.
I didn't even know they were making an appearance down there. That's going to be good.
Oh, it came up months ago, and I'm getting ready to buy tickets. So
Boy.
I will
But
be
yeah,
there.
literally everyone loves the Acclaimed. They're honestly, I would consider them one of the hottest acts in AEW right now. So at this point, it's not so much that Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland need to break up and do their singles runs already, which they still do. To me, it's more like the Acclaimed are hitting their stride right now, and they've never been as hot as they are now. And there's no signs of slowing down, nor should they. So I'm going with the Acclaimed.
Oh, scissor me. Anyway.
Did I just go out of order? Or am I just that excited about the Acclaimed?
No, you did go out of order. It's all good.
We let it go.
Hey,
my bad, y'all.
Perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine.
It's been a week for everyone. Don't worry.
I'm good to hearing everyone's reason for it before I go with mine.
Do we have an accord, sir?
Do we have an accord? Do we? Do we? For
the podcast listeners, yes.
Scissor
Tarek
me, champion Tarek.
Tarek is officially scissoring himself.
Yes, I'm gonna go with the Acclaimed. They're set up for the Acclaimed and FTR.
Yes,
indeed. That's gonna be hot.
That's what they're setting up for.
That's gonna be a great match.
Sick as hell. But anyway, speaking of sick as hell, that'll bring us to our main event of the evening, which of course is Jon Moxley defending his championship against MJF. Tarek, it's officially your pick up next. You just say the name.
First off, I just got to ask, is this just a Full Gear preview hour?
Yeah, so that's all it really is.
Okay, because I feel like they've been playing this over and over again.
Yeah, they've been replaying a lot of stuff.
Okay, I just wanted to be sure because I'm like, I feel like I'm in deja vu over here, seeing these same stuff over and over and over and over again.
No, they've just been doing it for the last hour, so you're not crazy.
Okay. Oh, this feud has been so much fun for me. It has been all over the place. Fool. You've seen me and Brian argue about this. About how how MJF should be babyface and Brian said that MJF should stay heel. Well, I am now fully convinced MJF is staying heel. He pretty much gave himself a spoiler for what's going to happen. He's going to win the AEW World Championship. My God, this that final segment on Dynamite was just absolutely amazing. Moxley is ready to go on vacation. He's already on vacation mode. and Jesus Christ, let him go on it. He has earned an infinite amount of vacations with the dedication he's given to this company. That man needs to go on vacation. And
so he's gonna get it.
He's going to get it. And so now it's pretty good that this is the replacement of what was going to be CM Punk and MJF, with him winning the title. I'm actually good with this replacement, especially
it's probably the best option they had at this point.
Especially with the addition of Regal. That segment alone. Now it's just the question on like which direction MJF goes with my prediction, because like I said, he's winning the belt. Moxley's going on vacation. Now it's just the question on will Regal go with him, and then he just like you look like he's still teaming up with the Firm, but then he's just with Regal by himself, or is it just him worth beating down Regal and he's just the head of the Firm, since that's what they want the Firm to be a top thing. At least Tony Khan does. Is MJF the head of that faction?
Well, do you want me to answer that question?
Oh, I already know the answer to that question. If you saw him, how he beat down the Firm in such a cartoonish way, he made it perfectly clear. Yeah, they're still working for me.
Hmm.
And and honestly, now that I've seen that, now I can actually side with Brian that like, yep, keep him as a heel. It's a better option. Have him be the devil.
Honestly, I've heard this talk since the beginning of the reascent of MJF, so to speak. And I gotta be honest with you, I don't think that's the most relevant question right now. It's not whether or not, okay, is MJF a face or a heel? He's just gonna be MJF. He is going to adapt to whatever the fan base needs, and even transcend that as much as he needs to in order to get the job done, in order to sell whatever program he's in, which right now is all accounts looking like it's going to be new AEW World Heavyweight Champion MJF. However, if I'm going to be really edgy, really out there, I'm going to say, I'm sort of reading between the lines, I'm sort of making a bold prediction here. I'm going to say that not only does MJF win the championship on Saturday, but I'm going to say that there's approximately a 10% chance that he ends up being assisted not by this Firm, but by CM Punk.
Ooh.
Jay, who do you think?
I love you, Jeff, but don't ever say that name in front of me again, by the way. He's not showing up ever again. Never. Punk is done with WWE. Sorry, AEW. Wow. Let me try again. Punk is done with AEW. Not ever going to happen. And if he did show up, you would piss me off in the worst way. But besides that, come Sunday, it's going to be the crowning of a new champion, a new day, and his name is Maxwell Jacob Friedman. And the only thing I have to disagree with this whole situation is have MJF win the title, have him battle against the Firm, and then let's lead up to Ethan Page versus MJF as the next big feud. Because think about it, you have Ethan Page building towards to winning the Eliminator match, and have the Firm versus MJF. Have that story go together. But then say the numbers get too big in that match, you have the Blackpool Combat Club come out and help them. Come on, that would be the best thing ever. MJF and the Blackpool Combat Club teaming up to take on the Firm. That's magic right there.
As one possibility.
But there's one thing. Here's what I said on Wednesday. I'm thinking about it. When MJF was looking at Regal, what I would have done differently was I would have had him look Regal dead in the face and be like, "Hey, Regal, by the way, this is for you," and have him give him the Dynamite Diamond ring. That's what I would have done. One thing a little different. Give Regal the ring. That way MJF can go through and win the title the way he wants to. Be the great villain. You don't need the ring. You don't need anything. You can do it on your own, which I didn't like MJF when he first started in AEW. But I will say this: he is hands down the best heel of the last 20 years. He's the best mic worker of the last 20 years. And when I kid you not, when he came back for his first match, returning in AEW, son of a bitch could have been cut from stone from how much he worked himself to like really get himself in shape.
Yeah, he was jacked. Super jacked.
My wife blushed when he took his shirt off. I'm like, whoa, wait, what? Whoa.
It was just that
But
quick. Whoa, where did that
yep,
come from?
it was Jason Momoa and Justice League. But it was just he's ready. It's his crowning moment. Let's give Maxwell and Jacob Freeman his moment. And I'm waiting to see him just win that belt and then let Moxley go on vacation for the long overdue PTO he is due.
And that ultimately is why I believe that's not really as relevant as we traditionally think it is for to designate MJF either a face or a heel. If they do want to make him the heeliest heel that ever healed, and all parties are agreeing to it, that's really the only reason why I brought up He Who Shall Not Be Named. Strictly because that's the only thing I can think
See him
of that would really that would get like that burning nuclear heat and get all that attention back. But if they're not willing to do that, and if it is a different path that they're taking, no matter how you slice it, face, heel, or anything in between, I'm as confident as anybody else that MJF can and will find a way to make it all work.
Honestly, Fool, you had me with your story up until CM Punk.
That's why I said 10%.
I was gonna go with I was thinking you were gonna say Regal.
I feel like everyone's saying Regal though.
Everyone has been saying
obvious.
Regal.
But I think it's because it's so obvious. I think William Regal will give him the brass knuckles.
I was thinking about that too this week. I could see that. Because William is, what did he say? He's like an old dastardly villain. I remember he did an acronym. I could see that. But what I'll say is,
it would be a fun thing. It's just
it would, but
there's just the question on how. There's so many different options. That's what makes this match so much fun.
I agree. MJF does, in my opinion, MJF doesn't need to be a face. He doesn't need to be a heel. He needs what AEW needs him to be. After Punk left, he came out and he cut that on fire promo, and just he was heel, he was face for like 30 seconds, and he went back to the old MJF. He was what we needed at the time. So he's just the next great thing that AEW needs to push him to the next level. And I'm looking forward to it on Saturday.
All right. And with that, the eyes have it. The gauntlet has been laid down. The predictions are set. So now is where we're going to pitch it over to you, our fellow fans and listening and viewing audience. Who's going to walk away with the W at Full Gear? We want to hear from you on all accounts. So drop us a line all across the internet, all over social media, Twitter, if it's still standing in a week, every single social media platform. We want to hear from you. But if you want to engage with us on the Twitter machines for as long as they stand, well, where can they reach you?
You can reach me looking forward to who the number one contender is going to be and how I'm going to enter Survivor Series at the Avatar.
And Jay, where can they reach you?
You can reach me at Hero Huey 316. Looking forward to 2 great weekends of wrestling fun.
Absolutely. And you can follow me at I'm Robbie Rage. And for all of these social media accounts and all of our other links and more, check us out on our Linktree. That's Linktree/Scholars of Wrestling. Links in the description below. Check us out. Follow us everywhere and get ready for Full Gear because we know we are going to be that way because you know who we are. We are the Scholars of Wrestling, and you have just been schooled. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Onwards to Full Gear.